Hey everyone, and welcome to another riveting episode of the Matt and Joe Show, brought to you by your boy.
What's up? This is Matt, aka the Bird Person, aka the Mayor of Biscuitville, whatever you want to call me.
You can just, you can call him Matty Matt, Matt Boy. You can call him Bird Person. You can call him whatever you want. It's okay. It's 2020. It's free spirit and love and all the jazz. But it's also brought to you by your boy, the Wooden Boy, Joe. You can call me Joe, or
Wooden boy.
that's it. That's it. Nothing else. No, that's it. Actually, that's a lie. If you have a few adult Coca Colas, with me, then I become the Wolverine or Logan. So it depends on the time of the day or the season, I suppose. But regardless, though, we are here to bring you all another lovely episode. A little bit different than our usual format. We're trying some new stuff out, and we'll bear with us, and we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, so just a quick plug. If you like what we do, if you like what you're hearing there, definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you have Spotify, you can definitely listen to our soothing voices deliver amazing content onto your eardrums through Spotify.
Absolutely. Let us give you our sweet sounding licks into your eardrums and into your minds and souls and hearts. And
We're not going to be licking your eardrums.
not really, no.
Just a
That'd be
note there. Yeah.
honestly, like, if unless you're into that, then I mean, maybe. I mean, I'm not gonna personally do it, but I
Mm.
mean, for the right amount of scratch, then maybe. I mean, I don't know. Not gonna rule that one out.
$20 is $20.
Fax machine emoji. Um, but no, if you like what you hear, please spread the word. And I mean, hey, we are just growing in this Rona time, and we're trying to spread our love to all of yous, and just get some
Yeah,
light
just a little
spirit.
positivity to get you away from the harsh realities of the real world, if only temporarily.
I mean, hey, best case scenario, we do you some good. Worst case scenario, we do you some good. I mean, come on, what do you got to lose? We do some good.
Yeah,
Come on.
there you go.
But
All right.
on today's very special episode, we're tackling something that I actually, I'm not gonna lie, I'm someone of a, I think of lots of hypotheticals. My mind is running on six cylinders all the time of random thoughts of either very productive ones or non-productive ones, and I had one that was delightfully devilish that I want to ask Matt, and you will
Go
all
for
be
it.
here with us while we do this. So, Matt,
Yep.
as an animation specialist, as an
Mm-hmm.
artist, because I like to draw and paint in the 2D realm, like as in on canvas and on paper. However, you are the one that can transcend paper and pen and go into the actual digital realm. Let me ask
Mm-hmm.
you this:
Sure.
what are your thoughts on anime? Is anime a normal 2D form to which is the likes of Western 2D animation, or is it its own separate, distinct bird or homogeneous creature of which has been born based off of whatever? Like, I'm very much curious to know your thoughts as artist on the
Mm-hmm.
basically we're talking
Sure.
anime. Like,
Um,
there's no shortcutting around it. We're talking anime today.
Fantastic. As the great Hayao Miyazaki once said over a Facebook meme, anime was a mistake. It should have been canceled. No,
It's
I'm just joking.
it's
Don't attack me.
uh
Don't. It's a
it's
joke.
it's funny because there's so many delicious memes. Like, for like, oh god, this is not gonna be a graceful meme by any stretch of the imagination. But anime was the result of the conclusion of World War II due to the United States.
Oof.
Yeah, so big oof. Not gonna.
I wasn't looking to go that spicy.
I mean, come on. It is what it is. I love. Yeah, no, it's yeah, big oof.
Okay, I feel like I should qualify myself for those of you who do not know. My degree is actually in animation, and I did a focus in 2D animation while I was in college. Um, I consider myself knowledgeable in animation history. I feel like I can get around in that particular realm. So I'm not going to call myself an expert. I'm not an expert, but I
Oh
like to
no.
think that generally I know what I'm talking about.
Well,
So animation in general, to me, is a medium. So a lot of people, for some reason that I will never understand, like to call animation a genre. It is not. It just isn't. Because with animation, you can literally go into any like genre. There, you can go into typically animated comedy is the go to, but you can do animated drama, animated horror, animated literally anything.
and
Honestly, animated sci-fi.
just like add this into your train of thought though. When it comes to animation, it doesn't strictly mean 2D animation. It can be anything from.
No, absolutely, and I was actually gonna mention that when you're talking about animation as a medium, there are all kinds of sub mediums that
Absolutely.
fall into animation. You've got traditional 2D animation, 3D animation, stop motion. Shout out to all my stop motion friends if any of you are listening,
Now,
because y'all do the real work. Let's be real.
now is claymation and stop motion the same thing?
Typically, yes.
Oh, all right. That's me.
Claymation. I feel like claymation it's just stop motion that uses clay.
See, that's me clearly not knowing the industry, but liking the styles. Unless it's Wallace and Gromit, that's kind of creepy. But I can also like
Wallace
stop.
and Gromit is a solid. Wallace and Gromit is solid. Come
But
on now.
but when it comes to like being like Coraline or
Anything that Leica produces,
yeah,
honestly.
pretty much. There's
Yeah.
another one that I actually have not seen. It's on my list of things to watch. It's something in a two strings.
Oh, Kubo and the Two Strings. That
Yes,
is
yes,
such a
Kubo.
good movie.
I've been
Yes,
fixing to
I
watch that
recommend it.
actually. I've been told nothing but good things, but I've been told that that's actually stop motion and not
Yes.
animated. I,
I mean, it is animated, but it's stop motion. They do
yes, sorry.
use some 3D animation. I think Leica kind of dips its toes in 3D. But it's mostly like like most of the bulk of the work is stop motion. Yes.
But exactly, like there's so many things that animation can be cool. Like it's a giant umbrella, and there's so many things that fall underneath it that people fail to realize. But today,
Exactly. And just a quick Matt and Joe show PSA to all the people that call animation kids fair.
no,
Stop it.
yeah,
Get some help.
have an imagination, and if you can't have an imagination, buy one. And if you can't buy one, find some other legal way to get one. Because if you don't have an imagination that can't appreciate the effort and work that other people do for entertainment, then wow.
And honestly, like animation, it's hard work. For any of you aspiring animators that want to listen, it's not easy stuff. It just isn't. It's time consuming. It requires a lot of study, and not just like to study animation itself. Like you have to be able to study motion, how things move, how things react to each other in the world. You have to understand all of these things to be able to do animation well.
It's a whole series of things, which is fascinating because, I mean, I've grown up just drawing things on pen and paper and on canvas and then painting. I've never made the transition to doing anything on a tablet or Photoshop or any other animating software or anything of the sort, which is funny because I feel like not that I don't want to learn, I intend to, and I've been actually practicing. However, when it comes to just hey, like, what's your style? Like, I dabble in plenty of styles, but when it comes to my own, it's very Western. Uh,
I mean, yeah, like
it's
at
Western
the end of
comic
the
books.
day,
It's
like
Western comic book style, but with very simplistic anime like expression. If that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah, it makes sense. And honestly, like I feel like a lot of people, a lot of artists, especially like artists that are just getting into like fresh in college, and like trying to figure out their way to a career, they get way too hung up on trying to have an original style.
Mm.
Bad news is that there's not really a such thing as an original style
It's been
anymore.
done.
It's exactly, there are derivatives. You're always going to have like pretty much any style that you like now, it's derivative from something else in some way. So there are a lot of derivatives that are original, but you're not going to find an original style.
See,
You're just not.
don't tempt me with that because of my own personality. I know that I will do my best to. It might not be efficient. It may not be pretty. It may not be likable, but it will be my own unique style.
I'll tell you what, like send it if you come up with something that you can call an original style, send it to me and I will gladly be the judge of that.
All right, cool. Then this might.
But
All right.
getting back to, I want to circle back to, because the real original question, this is the anime episode. So
One of hopefully many anime episodes.
we'll see, but right now, like, this is the anime show, episode 6, the anime show. That's going to be the anime episode. That's going to be the title of this one.
All right.
But no. So the I think part of the point of what I was getting at with anime is the perfect example of what I was talking about. It's adult animation, tells adult stories, adult comedy, adult horror, adult sci-fi. Like, anime is pretty much your go-to for, like, I feel like the widest variety of storytelling, especially for adults.
Now, can I say my bit on this without being in the industry?
Go for it.
Now, when I've been a fan of anime for quite some time. I've always liked the art style. However, as an adult, I've just if you were to ask me what are like without knowing any anime history to just summarize this, it's pretty
Mm-hmm.
much take the expression and the smoothness of Disney back in like its golden peak era. So like 1939 to the 50s. Hell, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
realistically even 60s if you so choose to. But just pick the early Disney when Walter Elias Disney was still alive. Picture that animation, but make it much more simpler, budget friendly, and easy to produce. That's anime. However, they don't focus in the fairy tale genre that Disney did. They just went to
Unless
anything.
they do.
Well, I mean, the thing is, there's some animes that do. However, I feel like they weren't so limited as the Western audiences that used uh, animation strictly for more. Like, for example, like uh, Snow White, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Fantasia, Pinocchio. Like, there's like not to say that there's anything wrong with those stories, but those stories were already made. Those were
Sure.
based on other stories. When I,
Okay.
for me, as someone who's not in the industry, when it comes to anime, it's usually original stories or based on their own mythology or um, upbringing or cultural values that range from anything from being very wholesome to very traditional to very just out there and bizarre. But it's not it's bizarre to a Western audience. However, to an Eastern audience, it's very much just like, oh hey, you don't know about this? Like, what are you, a dullard? Like it just makes sense.
Yeah, I would agree with that in large part, but I feel like it kind of goes around. To your point, I want to go back to my comment about originality,
All right.
which at the end of the day, there really isn't too much of originality. There's a lot of derivatives, but not, because I feel like a stereotype that really holds true with anime, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of people mad, probably,
Do it.
is that all anime is the same stories, and to an extent, it's honestly true. Because if you go into, honestly, like my favorite anime style, like genre, is slice of life. I love that. I'll eat that shit up, honestly. Um, but a lot of it is the same, honestly.
It
In
follows.
terms of general story beats,
Okay,
like there are a lot of derivative ideas and characters,
it
but
follows lots of tropes, which I mean the same
exactly,
is, but the same is also in the West too.
yeah,
But
absolutely.
real,
The West is very
can you
guilty of this.
can you name at least one of your favorites? It doesn't have to be favorite for all time, but can you name at least
Favorite anime?
a favorite anime? It doesn't have to be the most like top favorite one. It can be like at least top five. At least name one of the top five.
Oof. Um, let's see. Um, Your Lie in April. I actually watched that in full while I was on Netflix a couple years ago. That is a wonderful. It is actually a pretty powerful show, honestly.
I have never heard of it, and I've never seen
I
it.
would recommend it, honestly.
Perhaps
That
I will get
it's
going.
got good stuff. And like the thing about slice of life is if it's not really your thing, it starts out slow, but like it gets intense as you pick it up.
See, now,
I recommend it.
as someone who loves movies and I mean, I've been learning to like TV shows. Like for example, like I grew up watching Lost and Breaking Bad, and like when TV shows started to become like very, very much like mainstream, where it's like if you don't watch this TV show, you're missing out. Except for Tiger King, I've only seen one episode of Tiger King.
Tiger King is trash.
It's rubbish. Like just don't. But when it comes to like those episodic TV shows that you have to binge, uh,
Mm,
those shows I've been getting more into. But I'm more of a movie fella myself. But when it came to anime,
same.
though, I've growing up I like very simple anime. However, one that lasted to the test of time, because aside from Gundam or any mech anime, because like who doesn't like giant robots? Like everyone loves giant robots. Yu Yu Hakusho has to be perhaps one of my top three favorites of all the time. Spirit
Yu Yu
Detective Yu Yu
Hakusho is
Hakusho.
good. The Yu Yu Hakusho is quality for sure. Tell you the truth, the one that really got me into anime, like when I was in high school,
Hmm.
Rurouni Kenshin.
What? Oh, the samurai stuff. Oh, I dig that. That's
Yes,
awesome.
it's like I really like it's. It had great comedy, which is honestly that was my main draw because in terms of like cartoons, Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry, stuff like that. That's my like bread and butter.
Absolutely.
Rurouni Kenshin like had a lot of comedic bits that I liked, a lot of good
Now,
action, amazing stories.
where did you stand on like Warner Brothers' Animaniacs?
What about it?
Were you a fan? Did you dislike
Oh,
it?
I loved Animaniacs when I was a
All right,
kid.
cool.
I actually grew up to show my age, which, I'm old. Um, I was actually a child when Kids WB was putting out new episodes of Animaniacs, and I was there every Saturday morning at 6 a.m. watching new episodes of Animaniacs on Kids WB.
I,
That is my age.
I remember Kids WB, but I gotta say I don't recall new episodes. They were just
Oh, new,
episodes.
yeah, new episodes of Animaniacs.
No, but
That's how old I was.
it's funny because I think I mentioned this to you months ago in a different conversation entirely. But someone compared me to Yakko Warner, and I'm not gonna lie,
I can see that.
I can see it too. But I feel like I should be offended at the time. However, my reptile brain was telling me,
Nah,
does it
nothing wrong with
matter?
that.
Well, I mean,
I
I'm
mean,
also a wooden boy. I don't understand. I don't get it.
it's okay, wooden boy. You'll be a real boy someday.
Someday, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll be firewood.
No, but no, I loved Animaniacs when I was a kid. Watching it as an adult, it's kind of cringe only because
It's dated.
there's a lot of stuff that's dated in Animaniacs. That's right.
I'll have to give it a watch myself. However,
And I really wish they didn't put so much effort into dating Animaniacs.
It was supposed to be topical humor, so it's. I'm sure there's some.
Yes,
I'm sure
but
there's some anime that have done that themselves.
oh, for sure, absolutely,
Like some.
probably.
I
I couldn't name one.
like what?
I could not name
Oh, I thought you
one.
said you could. My fault.
No, so that was my bad.
Regardless, though, there's certain tropes that exactly don't age well over the years.
Sure, absolutely.
So it's kind of like, oh, back then it's nothing but like, oh, haha, it's mindless comical humor just because it's been a staple of the genre for years, and now you're looking at it and you're kind of like, and with my modern eyes, it's, ooh, I don't like that.
Yeah, pretty
Which
much.
unfortunately,
Pardon.
I feel like anime gets the short end of the stick on the Western front. Which, unless you're introduced to something that's very actiony, like don't get me wrong, Dragon Ball Z is perhaps one of my favorites as well. It just might not be
Hmm.
like number 3 or 2 or 1. It might be
Oof.
it might be number 4 or 5. However, Dragon Ball Z it's great. It's perhaps like one of the staples of my childhood. However,
Hmm.
um, by no means as an adult, like looking at it, there's some beats that stick out very well, and some that are kind of just, I don't, it doesn't slide.
Yeah,
But
I don't know. Like I tried Dragon Ball Z while I was on Toonami, and like I feel like now that I'm adult, I realize that Toonami cut a bunch of
oh,
crap out of Dragon Ball Z.
absolutely.
Like there's a lot of story that was missing
Wait,
from Toonami, but I've never been a fan of Dragon Ball Z. I think
so
Toonami is the reason for that, but
so then wait a minute, wait a minute. Let me ask you a real honest to God question.
sure.
Have you tried at any time in your youth to unleash Kamehameha wave, like, and I mean screaming on top of your lungs until you go raspy in the throat. Like, have you tried to do that or go Super Saiyan once or twice in your youth?
I know I can actually say that pretty confidently. No, not really.
Wow. Okay, well then I look like.
Were there days that I wanted to be a Pokemon trainer really, really badly? Yes.
Oh, here's a perfect poll for our listeners. Would you rather be a Pokemon trainer or a Dragon Ball Z fighter? And if you're a Dragon Ball
Hmm.
Z fighter, you could be a Saiyan if you want to. You could be a Namekian. Hell, you could be a Krillin type if you want. It don't matter to me.
Yeah, definitely.
Just
I'm
grab all,
definitely interested in that for sure.
just grab all 7 Dragon Balls so you could be where the hell you want. I don't care. Or
We
do
can
you
do
want to be?
both,
Hold on. I'm sure we could do a whole episode on Pokemon, and believe me,
probably.
I'm sure we can. Um, but no, I completely understand that. For the example, that's some people's that's their start to anime. Like they didn't know what anime was until Pokemon reached the
Yeah,
states.
absolutely.
Which I'm not gonna lie, being someone that like Pokemon was like fresh and new. I remember when the first time I was introduced to it, and it was via card form first. And I was looking at like at first I didn't get it because it was just like, all right, they're cards. Like they're not like baseball cards. They don't mean anything. Like what is Derek Jeter? What's his batting average? Like it's like not like Charmander has a batting average. Charmander's just some dingus lizard with a fire on its tail. Also Squirtle. Squirtle's the best starter, by the way. BT Dubs.
Overall or first gen?
First gen of
Okay.
course.
Yeah.
Squirtle. I'm a Squirtle boy. Um, Regardless though, I remember being first introduced to Pokemon by one of my neighbors and friends. And it was via card form, and it was just like, I don't get it. Saw
Hmm.
the show. I'm not gonna lie. That's when I got sucked into the damn or the darn.
I was into Pokemon before I knew I liked anime.
See, I liked it. I didn't know it was anime though. I just thought it was just some
Yeah,
weird looking
same.
cartoon. And then eventually, like, turns out it's anime. And then I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's neat. And then
Surprise, surprise.
it's funny because my mom got me this really awesome book that's like how to draw different, like, I believe it was called How to Draw Different Styles Across the World or something along it. It's some very generically title like that where
Yeah,
it shows like
probably a Christopher Hart book.
it
I know the types.
it shows like 1 or 2 pages from different styles, but doesn't go into any detail. It just goes, oh, this is a very Western style. And it's very
Right. Also, a
stereotypical.
pro tip to any like budding future artists out there, and this could just be a personal opinion, but do not rely on Christopher Hart books
Oof.
to build your style off of. This is just me being subjective, I guess, but they're not good. It's like for like because he does a lot of like the how to draw anime and how to draw manga books, but it's very much how to draw an Americanized version of anime and manga. It doesn't look good.
It's funny that you mentioned that, just because this book didn't really have much. I really hope that they have it. I gotta ask them if they threw it out or not. But
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like 2 pages per each style, and some are very like they look like old school Superman comics, and then some look like old school anime, and then there's just
Yeah,
some that like are hybrids of in between, and I never liked those, just because they looked like the rounded edges looked like they should have been smooth, and the rounded
sure.
edges looked like they should have been rounder. Like it just
Yeah,
it's this
yeah.
weird
That's
like middle like hillbilly child that just never no.
yeah. Those are very hard genres to try to blend together visually
Or
like that, and I don't recommend doing
here,
it honestly.
as an animator, like, is your style more just because I'm not in the industry, I just know that I personally draw with pen and paper very angular. Like I have
Mm-hmm.
very straight lines and very like angled shapes.
Sure.
Are you more of a curved person, or are you more of an angular person?
It depends on the kind of. Depends on the project, but my go-to would be I like round, curvy, circular.
Alright.
Um, I'll be 100% real. I prefer drawing women to men, just because like I feel like um,
There's more.
there's a lot more variety that I can do with women's shapes, and I know there's plenty of variety with men. It's just I feel like it falls more naturally into my style of drawing, more
No, I feel
curvy,
that.
like circular. So yeah. So I guess to wrap it up, yeah, anime is 100% a valid style as far as I can tell,
Is
and
it its own?
honestly, don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
So would you consider its own thing, or what is it like a subsection of
Oh,
animation?
it's absolutely a subsection of it's a sub medium of animation, easily.
Well, I mean, you heard it here, folks. I mean, I'm just some dingus that has no business being behind an easel, or in this case, a tablet. Or
Hey, 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 hey! Everybody can be an artist.
well, now
Everybody.
you're sounding like
Remember
Ratatouille. Anyone
Bob
could be a
Ross.
cook.
Bob Ross.
He's a painter.
Just watch some Bob Ross. Well, he's an artist. He said anybody can do it. Anybody can do
Facts.
it. I believe in you.
Did you?
I
Did you?
believe in you all.
Before we wrap up, did you ever see the show Pappy Druid or something? I think it was called
I
Pappy
know what
Druid.
you're talking about, but no, I haven't seen it.
I grew up on that. I grew up watching that. As an adult watching that, wow, that was some bizarre crap, and I'm not gonna lie.
Oof.
Woof. I would not.
All right.
I would not
So with this
recommend.
last minute that we have, amazing. So with this last minute we have, speaking of recommendations, just want you to spitball like right away one anime, either show or movie that you would recommend. Just spitball it.
Okay, Silent Voice. It was recommended to be by one of my. It was recommended to be by one of my friends who knows more anime than I do. It is a beautiful and fantastic movie, and I believe it's on Netflix.
Hmm, nice. My recommendation is Paprika. Prepare your head. Don't go into it with any expectations. That's my best advice.
Okay.
But Paprika is good stuff.
Well,
So with that, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's. I hope you enjoyed the anime episode.
I'm sure there might be more, but let's just say stay
Probably,
tuned.
yeah. So until then, have a great day, night, wherever you're at, and take care.
Talk to you soon.